Yeah, it's a very long story. I started when I was a child. For example, when I was 6 or 7 years old, I started writing small poems or a few writings, small stories, things like that, because I was very imaginative and I wanted to travel and to escape my reality. It is not that I didn't like my reality, but I just wanted to live something else, you know, and I could escape from it with reading and with writing. And I kept on writing for years, all my life. It was my passion. I had my jobs, you know, I changed a few times. I was a teacher, I was a policeman, I was an interpreter, a musician, DJ. I was a cleaner. I did a lot of things, and my passion was always create stories. And one day, so I was a policeman, and I started writing the Fakir, this book, on my mobile phone. It's not this one I changed, but I was in the metro going to the work. I was a police inspector. Wow. Okay, I'm a police inspector. You're under arrest. And to go to the work, I was writing on this cell phone and returning back home. And I didn't think I could be a writer because it was my passion, and I know that to be published is very, very hard. And the proof, the evidence is that I wrote, before the Fakir, I wrote like 7 novels, and they weren't published. They were all refused by several publishing houses. But I didn't get frustrated because it was not what I was expecting. I was not expecting to be published. It was a passion, and just I happened to send it to the publisher, just in case, you know, just in case, because you write something and you say, oh, just in case I send it. But I received always refusal letters. And this time, for the Fakir, I received an approval letter, and it changed my life. And my wife, for example, she reads all my manuscripts, and she saw no differences with my other writings. It's something like this, it's magic, you know, I think it's magic. Something happens, you are with the good thing at the good moment, and you present it to the good person. So that's a very accidental thing, you know, I think. And so there was no difference. Maybe a little bit, because the more you write and the better you get. It's like, you know, when you train for physical activities, you know, at the first time you're not so good, and you keep on training, and you get better and better, and that's normal. And so with the writing, that's the same thing. Normally my last book is better than the preceding book. Normally, hopefully it would be like this, no? So that's why I think that the Fakir, and in the Fakir there is a message of humanity, big humanity, because the Fakir gets better. He gets a best person, you know, in the book, and he meets people, he meets humanity. So there is a universal message, and that's why the Fakir is published here in Taiwan, and is published in Israel, in Japan, in the United States, in France, in Spain, because if you see it, we are all the same, you know, we are humans, independently of the culture, the ethnic, the color of the skin. No, we are the same thing. We've got 2 arms, we've got a head, we've got a belly, we've got everything. And that's why readers from all the world see something in which they can identify themselves. You know, when you go to an interview for a job, that was very puzzling when I had to do that, because it's like I've got 2 pages or 3 pages of resume, and and experiences in things that are very different. You know, I'm a policeman, but I was a teacher, and I was a cleaner, and I was a DJ. So, and you can see the connection between all these professions. It's just because I'm very curious and I like to do a lot of things. And we have only one life, and I want to make the best of my life, and I want to make all the professions I can do, you know. And I'm very curious. I like studying a lot. I've got like 3 PhD and other diplomas because I like studying things. It's like reading, you know. It's like entering a new world each time. And of course, this experience enriches you, and it enriches your writing, because I can talk about a lot of subjects. For example, in the fakir, I talk about the fakirs, you know, the magicians, because I know the magic world. And I talk about the immigration, because when I wrote it, I was a police inspector in immigration. And in my next novel, which is The Little Girl Who Swallowed a Cloud as Big as the Eiffel Tower, I talk about aviation, because I was a steward and I was working in the air traffic control. So I talk about this thing. I've got, you know, always something to write about something. So all this experience serves you when you're a writer, because you've got a lot of stories and anecdotes in very different ways and worlds. No, I always did what I wanted to do, and I get the chance to do it, and I put all my will in doing that. So I don't regret anything. And now I'm a writer. It's beautiful, because now I can be all the rest. When you're a writer, you can be a doctor. I can be what I want, because I just have to imagine it, and I am this character, you know. And I can choose my profession, and I can choose my nationality. I can be Taiwanese. Tomorrow, if I want, I write a book and I'm a Taiwanese guy. I can be a Taiwanese girl. So that's wonderful. The profession of writer is wonderful, because it offers you a lot, hundreds of lives. But my passion, my hobby, which was reading and writing, always was here with me. It accompanied me during all my life. So now I do it for a living, and I think that I got to the perfect thing for me, because now I can do what I want, what I like the most, you know, and for a living. So. And for example, we are doing the movie now of the fakir. It's going to be released hopefully next year, and I co-wrote the screenplay. So that's a different kind of things. That's a different kind of writing. You know, writing a screenplay movie is quite different from writing a novel. So if I get bored of something, I can, you know, there are so many things in writing you can do. But for me, that's the perfect profession, because you never retire. A writer never retire. You do it until you die. I think that's one of the few professions you can do until you literally die. I can write stories until my brain is working, you know. So you don't get retired. So that's beautiful at the same time, if you like it.